Hi, hi, hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think you are now live. Hello, hello, hello. Debs Cooper, global stressologist, coming in from Sydney with all my travels. Woo! It's been an interesting one. But let me talk today about how to reignite your energy and realign when you're feeling off track. Of course, no one's ever feeling off track. No, none of my family, not even me, none of my clients. We're all just perfect and we're all just swinging along here and our track is perfect. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous because personally, I have been feeling off track. The travel has kicked my butt. So, let me know in the chat here if you are a replay. I'm going to grab some notes. We're going to do some notes. So let me know if you are a replay. Let me just see if I can see this. I can now see if the comments are there. That is fantastic. Let me just move this over. Whew! Reignite your energy and realign when you're feeling off track. And you know exactly what this feels like when this happens to you. You know exactly what it feels like. And it's actually an icky place to be. I'm going to say an icky place because it's not a fabulous one to be. Hey, Will. Woo-hoo-hoo. Long time no see. Thanks for joining. So grab your note-taking devices I'm about to say because I'm going to give you some tips that are definitely things that have helped me to pull myself back to what's important to me because that's really what it's about. So first, when I started talking about this to somebody just actually 2 days ago, we were talking about zoom out to realign, and I was giggling going, you can't say zoom, there's zoom, and zoom back before Zoom video came along. I was a little bit, the word, but he just said, look, you zoom out to realign, and I was like, actually, you know what, I understand that. And it just actually means you feel like you're reacting instead of choosing your world. And you can't see past the immediate problem or task. You know, that brain fog that we have. And you're overthinking small details or even losing sight of the bigger goal. So even when I was talking about this, and I've just written a few notes down, it actually started making me feel a little bit sick. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is so common. So one of the things I was talking to this person about is they actually had an endless amount of emails and they had all these urgent tasks to do. And when that happens, you're actually exhausted. But you realize you hadn't looked at your quarterly goals and weeks now. Even just that, when you're not even looking at what you're actually the bigger picture that we're doing here, it can cause discombobulation. So once we zoomed out, he saw he was spending 80% of his energy on things that didn't even move the needle. So this is literally just about getting clear. So let me just grab this note-taking device here. So I want you to pause and step back. Just pause and step back and ask yourself, if I was advising a friend, what would I say? If I was advising a friend, what would I say? Now, if you're a coach, you yourself can say, how would you coach yourself? What would you say to yourself? But think of it as a friend, because there's a little bit more gentle when you're thinking of it as a friend. So if I was advising a friend, what would I say? And there's another one of a 1 year lens, and this is a 12 months from now. Would this particular thing that you're actually doing actually matter? Would this thing you're actually doing actually matter? And the next tip from that one is actually schedule a 10-minute reset, pause, and that just pulls out the weeds to see the bigger picture. So 10 minutes reset just allows us to reset, pause, allows us to pull out of actually something that when we're looking at it, what's actually the bigger picture here, and you can see the bigger picture a lot clearer. So that's the first one about zoom out to realign. Your next one is decode your disconnection. Decode your disconnection. So the signs are you feel flat or restless, even when things look fine. Or you avoid tasks, or you procrastinate without even knowing. If you go back and look at your last 6 hours, how much have you actually avoided things or procrastinated? Because the truth is you actually do know. Now I say without knowing, you actually do know. Or you say, I'm tired, but rest doesn't actually help. You say I'm tired, but rest doesn't actually help. This is Decode your disconnection. So one of the people I was coaching recently was checked out during sessions, blaming exhaustion, you know how it is. But when we dug deeper, it wasn't tiredness. It was frustration to saying yes to clients who weren't aligned with her. Once she recognized this hidden signal, she shifted her schedule and felt the energy surge back. So it can be really simple, people. Doesn't have to be breaking out point. And it was breaking out point for me. It really locked me and knocked me with my travel. So my tips here, my resolution tips for this is journal your energy leaks. Journal your energy leaks. Now, energy leaks, you can thank the lady that I was talking to on the flight, because she calls it an energy leak. So for 3 days, just 3 days, journal, write down what drains you and what lifts you. 3 days is enough. Just write it down. It's an energy leak. And then you're going to ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? Not the why, but what's the message? What is this feeling trying to tell me? And again, not the why, but what's the message in here? And then you're going to reframe your disconnection as a compassion that allows you a compassion point to where you need to realign. So it's just a disconnection. When you realize that disconnection, we're going to see it as a compassion point to where you're best to realign. Now, are we getting this? Please say you're getting this. Please drop in the chat if you're getting this. The other thing is your signs. So you've lost interest in things. Reignite your spark. Reignite your spark. I love that little word, reignite your spark. You know I'm going to talk about glitter very, very soon. So you've lost interest in things that used to excite you. Ooh, you've lost interest in things that used to excite you. And your days feel heavy and repetitive. Your days feel heavy and repetitive. And you're functioning, but not lit up. You know, when you're actually functioning, but you're actually not lit up, and you're just one step at a time. So a real life example is a business owner I work with was on autopilot. And so we introduced 15 minutes of glitter time. It's as simple as that. You know, glitter time, what lights you up. And we did this into her morning. We just did this into her morning, 15 minutes of glitter time. So it was music, movement, and writing. They were the 3 things she wanted to do. Music, movement, and writing. So within a week, it was just that. It was actually less than a week, I'm going to be honest here. Her energy shifted and she started approaching a day with clarity and purpose. She was awake, she was alive. You know what it's like? You actually can see things a lot clearer. That's where she was. So you want to do one thing daily that feels playful or indulgent. One thing daily that feels playful and indulgent. Don't beat yourself up for it. One thing that feels playful and indulgent and legal. Just going to have that one in there. And legal, not illegal, and legal. You're going to create a spark list or a glitter list of 10 simple things that instantly lift your mood. 10 simple things that instantly lift your mood. And you're going to anchor into gratitude for the small wins, because we know they're actually not small. Well, I know they're not small. I say small wins, but you're going to anchor into gratitude for your small wins, because that reignites your momentum. That keeps you going. That allows you to keep moving forward. The next one you're going to do is anchor into your priorities. Now, your priorities are what? What are those priorities? So these are things that the signs for this is you keep saying yes when you want to say no. Yep, you keep saying yes when you want to say no. Your to-do list feels like it owns you. Your to-do list feels like it owns you. Oops, just saying internet slow. And you're busy, but feeling there's no progress. You're busy and you're moving forward, but you feel there's actually no progress in what you're doing. So when we think about this, one of the people I was talking to recently was working 12-hour days, and they still felt behind. Now, you would think 12-hour days for so long actually allows you to shift forward, but she still felt behind. So we clarified her 3 top, non-negotiable priorities for the week, and then all of a sudden she stopped overcommitting and found space to actually breathe and execute what mattered most. So, you heard what I said in there? Write your 3 top priorities daily. Everything else is secondary. Your 3 top priorities daily. And use if I don't do this, what's the cost? And you're going to use that filter to cut unnecessary tasks. If I don't do this, what is the cost it's going to cost me right now? And practice saying, I know it's quite a great one, isn't it? Practice saying not now instead of no to create space without guilt. So you're going to practice saying not now instead of no. Just allows you to create that space. Not now. Not now. I think someone's in my room with me. Not now, not now, not now, not now. Instead of no. And it just creates that space that we have without guilt, because guilt can turn us into an ugly, ugly, ugly cycle. The next one I'm going to give you is to break the should cycle. Oh, even just saying that should, my body has a whole physical reaction. So you can't catch yourself saying, I should do this more than I want to do this. You feel guilty for resting and taking time for yourself. You're constantly comparing yourself to others. So these shoulds, oughta, coulda are actually a downward spiral. So what you're going to do is you're going to replace those with, instead of I should, with I choose to. I choose to. I choose to. Or I love to. Now you notice, I don't know if you noticed, but I actually started moving, because when you say should, say I should do this, your whole energy, you can feel things tighten up. But when you say I love to do this, or I choose to do this, or I get to do this, you can't do it with a slumped over shoulder. There is just, go and try it. Let me know, because it just doesn't work for me. So I love to do this. I get to do this. I choose to do this instead of I should do this. It's just a whole different mindset that goes into your body and your mind. So with that, you're also going to audit your calendar. Now, when I say audit your calendar, is it filled with obligations or intentions? Or is your calendar, filled with obligations or intentions? And you're going to give yourself permission to pause without apology, knowing it's fueling your re-engagement. Pausing without apology, knowing it's going to fuel your re-engagement. The next one I'm going to say is reset your inner dialogue. Now, that inner dialogue is one that you have to practice. It's just self-talk, can be harsh or critical. I'm behind, I'm failing, I'm no good at this. And you're actually avoiding tasks because you're already convinced yourself you're going to fail. You know that one. Oh, I can't do that because it's going to happen. Oh, someone's better at the job than me. Oh, somebody did that. You can hear it. So you actually feel heavy before you even start doing anything. So I worked recently with a coach, and he was brilliant. He was incredibly brilliant, and I loved his skill set. But he was constantly telling himself he was not doing enough. So we reframed his language from, instead of I have to, I get to. And instantly the energy just completely shifted. It can be that simple. So he started up showing up more lighter and more effective. Yeah, I get to do this. I choose to do this. So again, like I said, you're going to catch and reframe that downward, I'm going to say that negative self-talk in real time. So when you say, oh, I should do this, actually, do I get to do this? Or do I have to do this? And it's just those things. You're going to use the I get to instead of I have to, just for a quick mental shift. And you're going to speak to yourself like you'd coach a friend. Speak to yourself like you coach a friend, not a client, like a friend. Because it actually helps build self-support for yourself. It builds self-support for yourself. The next one is don't take things personally or life seriously. And no matter what you're going through, because if you're overthinking a comment or a message or a look, or you internalize other people's moods, these are things that can take you down, and you're actually heavy with pressure to get it right. And you're going to put yourself in way more pressure than other people would ever give you. So your resolution tips for this is, say it aloud, this is not about me. This is not about me. And you're going to play more. You're going to laugh more. And you're going to mess up, and you're going to be real, because the real golden nuggets are in the messiness, by the way, if you haven't discovered that one. And you're going to be aware that people are projecting their world, not yours. So this is where you're not going to take things personally. People are projecting their world, not yours. And the next one I'm going to share with you, just let me have this little thing, is you are not alone. I am here. So when I say this, You literally think no one would understand your problems. No one understands your problems. You feel isolated when you're overwhelmed, or you convince yourself others have it all together. Well, mate, if you could see me a week ago, I didn't even know what was coming together. I knew with trust it was going to come together, but I didn't know how the heck it was going to. There was no strategy going on. I just trusted it was going to work, and it did. Of course, hashtag state the obvious. So you're thinking things like, what's wrong with me? So I would love you to know that I'm here for you. You're going to reach out and you're going to speak up. And you don't need to do it alone. I've been in this business for 19 years. I've seen it all. Whatever you bring to me is something I've seen before. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So just knowing I've got your back, and I'm here to remind you that you are a magnificent player in this world, because you don't have to do this alone. You don't have to do this alone. So again, 19 years in business. This is me. This is me. This is me. This is me. Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist. Because I generally want to help you. I have a desire to help you. So my last little tip I'm going to give you here is a question for you. And that question is, are you playing this magnificent game of life to the fullest? Are you playing this magnificent game of life to the fullest? Are you? Are you, to those listening here today, watching this? So, from listening today, what's your highest priority action step you're going to do today? What is your highest priority action step you're going to do today to achieve your inspiration, which is your goal? What is your highest priority action step you're going to do today that's going to allow you to achieve your inspiration? What is that? What is that? So, that is Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist, with my shape-shifting tips on how to reignite your energy and realign when you're feeling off track. You are not alone. You don't have to do this alone. I am here for you in whatever form that looks like. If you like this, I'm just going to let you know that if you like this, the next step is comment, share, bring people into the group who can actually watch this, and we can have a great community of people who actually are ready to reignite the energy and realign when you're feeling off track. That is Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist, signing off. Thank you for joining me. I will see you on the next Facebook Live. See you soon.